Hi everyone, Dr. Tara here, and today we are going to talk about tallow. A lot of people don't know what tallow is, and neither did I until a few weeks ago when I started doing some research on it. What it is rendered beef fat. I had purchased a cow over the summer, a quarter of a cow with a few friends of mine, and when I got all the meat, it came with a bunch of bones, which I made that bone broth video with, but it also came with a bunch of beef suet, which looks like this. I had no idea what to do with this. I'm like, it's fat, I don't know what to do with it. And then a few weeks ago, I had a patient come into my clinic who said she had bought a cow and a pig every year, and what she does with the pig fat is she makes lard with it. And so she gave me for Christmas some of her lard from her pig that she had purchased. And I use this just like Crisco. I put it in the pan for frying eggs in, or you can use it in baking, she said. So this is pure baking lard that she made me, and I thought that was pretty cool. And so I went down to my freezer and pulled out all of my beef suet and did a little research on what to do with it then, because this is pig, so I had a cow, and so then I came up with making tallow. So tallow historically was always in kitchens. If you look at the White House cookbook from the 1800s, one of the must-haves in the kitchen was tallow. They used it to fry things in, they used it in candle making, they used it in a lot of skincare products back then. So we have kind of gotten away from that, and we started using a lot of unhealthy vegetable oils to fry things in. So I am going to make my tallow and use it at home. I'm going to try to do some soaps with it, and then as well as making just some lard to cook with. So what is tallow good for? Tallow is full of conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, and that is very, very good for fat loss and weight loss programs, and it helps regulate the immune system. And the conjugated linoleic acid, studies have shown, has significant health benefits. We always want to buy suet from grass-fed, pasture-raised organic cows, because studies have shown a 400% increase in this nutrient in that type of fat. Fat cells contain a lot of toxins and a lot of hormones, so any cow that is grain-fed or antibiotic filled is going to be stored in this fat cell. So we don't really want that in our cooking. So you want a lot of clean, pure fat. When you go to the butcher to go get your fat, ask for organic, free range, pasture raised fat. So another thing that this fat has in it is vitamin K2. So if you've purchased vitamin D at our clinic, sometimes you get K2D3. And what that does, it helps drive calcium into our bones. And this rendered fat has a high level of vitamin K2 in it, so it's very good for bone health. It also has omega-3 fatty acids, which we all know is very good for our cardiovascular system, gets inflammation down, helps with the joint functions as well. So those are all the health benefits of tallow, and this is how we're going to make it today. So again, this is how tallow came with my cow. You can go to a butcher. I don't recommend going to the grocery store to get this stuff. You want to try maybe Danny's Meats in town. You can ask them if they have it. I got mine at that Grassway Organics. I will put the link below this video, but that's where I got mine, as well as my bone broth bones that I made the other day. So that's where I got my good organic pasture raised beef suet. So how it starts is, this is kind of what it looks like. It's just a big chunk of fat. This fat is found around the kidneys, so it's a really good concentrated source of fat, and doesn't have a lot of extra like pieces of meat to it. So what I did is I blended. You blend the fat. You just want to get it into small little chunks, all right? So small little chunks. I have a colander in a pot here, and so I put those small pieces in the colander, and what we're going to do is render this. So I have my oven set at 220 degrees Fahrenheit, and all I'm going to do is, again, I have my little pieces of my rendered fat, or my suet fat, in the colander over a pot, and I am just going to put this in my oven. And I'm just gonna leave it there, all right? It's pretty easy, not too hard. So I'm gonna leave it there probably a few hours. I'll check on it regularly to kind of stir it around and make sure the pieces aren't burning or anything. And once all that fat is dripped away from the connective tissue that's left above it, you're done. So it should take a few hours of just intermittently stirring it. Don't really have to do much with it. At that point, when I have all of the fat dripped off of the connective tissue, I will take that lower pot and I will strain it through a cheesecloth to make sure I get all the other little particles out. And from there, I can put it in a little jar to use in my cooking. This can stay on your countertop just fine for probably a month. It can last probably 3 months in the fridge and up to a year if you keep it in the freezer. And then you can make soaps with it, you can make candles with it, which I'm hoping to do next. So that is my plan, and that's how you make tallow. So I hope you learned a little bit and do a little bit more research on tallow and the health benefits of it, and try it at home in replace of vegetable oils or cooking oils. You can use this, and it's a nice, healthy, full of vitamin option instead of the vegetable oil that we get over the counter. So that is how it goes. It's that simple. So if you have any questions, please comment on this video. I'd love to answer, and if I don't know, I'll do some research for you because this is new to me. But I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a little bit about beef suet and tallow.